Tell me when you're ready. Ready? We're good? Okay, we asked a question earlier this morning. I apologize to people who didn't receive it. The question was, Reuven owns 2 apartments. He lives in one, he rents out another. The other apartment that he rents out is owned by Shimon. It is rented out by Shimon and his family. Shimon decides to take off for 2 weeks to go to wherever for Pesach. So he is there at Yisrael. So it's vacant, and his apartment is vacant now for 2 weeks. Reuven's family says, hey, we want to come for Pesach, we need a place to stay. Reuven's like, my apartment's too small, but that's okay, because I got another apartment for you that happens to be vacant for 10 days, let's say, right? He moves his family into his other apartment, which happens to be rented by Shimon. So they're there, and Reuven is very careful, locks up all the valuables, and I think I even put in the text message that Reuven anyways pays for the electrical bill, right? All the utilities, right? So there's not even any utilities that these people are being used up. Shimon comes back and hears that his apartment that he rented out was used for 10 days in his absence. He turns to Reuven and says, I want you to pay me the amount of money that it costs to rent out my apartment, right? That I'm paying you for those 10 days. It's not fair that you just give it to your relatives. And Reuven says, you weren't going to rent it out. You were just going away for 2 weeks. So you didn't lose any money. Well, you didn't lose a thing. Why? What's the big deal? Now, the issue of not asking permission, all that stuff, that's problematic, but that's not our topic. We do dinei mamanos here. We're not dealing with muster. That's not important. Okay, so we don't care about muster. No, we don't care about that. So this actually is literally this is literally straight out of the set table, right? The Shulchan Aruch literally in Choshen Mishpat Siman Shin Samech Gimel Sivkat and Vav says very simple. Hadar b'chatzer chaver shlo midada. Let's say you literally, what's it called? Squat. Thank you. You literally squat in your friend's backyard, right? And the guy has no idea. And the guy says, "Get out of here." He catches you because he has an idea. And the guy doesn't leave. Then you need to pay. But what happens if he doesn't tell him anything? And not only that, says Shulchan Aruch, the phrase that is used is, it is not considered ha'asuya l'schar. I mean, the guy's not renting it out. They're looking to rent it out. So if a guy actually, this is crazy, you squat in someone's backyard, the guy doesn't know about it. The guy has no clue, like in our case, where the guy was away, right? Eno sarich la'lo lo schar. You actually do not have to pay him. And the reason is because, as I think some of you actually wrote, because he says, Zeh nana, one guy benefits, meaning these out-of-town guests for Reuven benefit. V'zeh chaser, Shimon does not lose an iota, which is why we tried to make it clear that there's no electricity bill being paid, there's no, right? Everything will be taken care of. Now, can Reuven should do this ideally? Of course not. That's not what he should be doing ideally at all. But once it's done, he would not be allowed to, Shimon would not be allowed to collect on these 10 days of his apartment was being used by somebody else. Obviously, if there's damages, obviously, if there's electrical stuff that would get built, obviously, they would have to cover it. But otherwise, they would actually not have to pay, which probably is a little bit slightly counterintuitive, probably for most people. So, interesting question. I got a lot of responses. I apologize. I have not gone through them. Bli neder by 1 a.m. You will find out who wins. Thank you for responding. Have a terrific Tuesday, everybody.